together a meeting of the Public Facilities Commission. In front of us today is the Public Facilities Department.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The first order of business today regards the meeting minutes from September 19th, 2018 for the Public Facilities Department and also the Department of Neighborhood Development. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The meeting minutes are hereby approved. Moving to our first agenda for the day is the Public Facilities Department. Before us is the Director, Patricia Lyons, and vote number 1 is being presented by Maureen Anderson. She's a Senior Project Manager with the Public Facilities Department. Her vote request concerns a contract award to Odin's Elio Architecture, LLC, to conduct a programming and feasibility study associated with the Fields Corner Branch Library Study Project located at 1520 Dorchester Avenue in Dorchester. The contract price is $100,000. Maureen, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, Commissioners. And
Good afternoon.
I am requesting approval of a design study services contract for the Fields Corner Branch Library Study for Odin's Elio Architecture, LLC. The scope of the study will include an existing facilities assessment, working with the Boston Public Library to determine new services and operational requirements for the library, creation of a space program, analysis of mixed-use development options, identification of new sustainable building systems, new furniture and equipment, detailed cost estimate, and there'll be public meetings and presentations, and finishing with a detailed final report on the study. The city retains the option to keep the designer on board for the design and construction administration phases of the project if funding becomes available and as we advertised for the study. The study's request for qualifications were advertised in the Boston Globe, the Central Register, and the City Record. We received 11 statements of qualifications, and they were reviewed by 6 members of the Boston Public Library, Public Facilities Department, and Department of Neighborhood Development. We recommended Odin's Elio Architecture, LLC, because of their extensive library experience and the experience of their sub-consultant team, which includes 2 women business enterprises and 1 minority business enterprise. And so for these reasons, I recommend your approval from the Public Facilities Commission for to approve the recommended contract to Odin's Elio Architecture, LLC.
Any questions?
No questions. Thank you for your presentation. I have no questions. I make a motion that we approve this request.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote
Thank you
number
very
1
much.
is approved. Vote number 2 is being presented by Scott Dupree. He's a project manager with the Public Facilities Department. The vote request concerns an amendment to the vote of May 16th, 2018 regarding a contract with the Vertex Companies, Inc. to provide owner project manager services associated with the Massachusetts School Building Authority's 2017 Accelerated Repair Program, also known as ARP, at 7 Boston Public Schools located in Dorchester, East Boston, Roslindale, and Roxbury. This would be an increase to the contract of $192,170. I also call your attention to vote number 3, which coincides with vote number 2. Vote number 3 is an amendment to the vote of May 16th, 2018 regarding a contract with the SLAM Collaborative, Inc. to provide design and construction administration services associated with the MSBA's Accelerated Repair Project at those same 7 schools in Boston. This would be an increase of $255,506 to the contract. And I ask your permission for Scott to be able to present both votes 2 and 3 together and do a separate roll call thereafter. Would that be agreeable?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Scott, if you would present votes 2 and 3, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As mentioned, my name is Scott Dupree, and I'm here today to request the Commission's approval to amend an executed project management services contract with Vertex Companies, Inc., and a design and construction administration service contract with the SLAM Collaborative, Inc., associated with the Massachusetts School Building Authority 2017 Accelerated Repair Program at 7 Boston Public Schools. I last appeared before the Commission on May 16, 2018, when the Commission voted to amend the project management service contract and the design and construction service contract for this project to Vertex and SLAM, respectively. As a result, sufficient funds were allocated to provide for these services for 5 schools in this program. The John Marshall School and the Timilty Middle School were not included at that time, as the repair scope of work for each school required further design review and independent construction schedules to meet the specific repair needs. This decision allowed the 5 other schools to follow on the same time frame for design and construction schedules. The Up Academy Charter School of Dorchester, which is formerly known as the John Marshall School, before you today, is a 120 window and door replacement project. The city undertook due diligence with its investigatory work and factored in a 16-week lead time for the window manufacturing process. Accordingly, construction is anticipated in the summer of 2019 when the school is not in session. The process started on May 9th of 2018 with the submission of a schematic design to the board of the MSBA for review and approval. On June 27th, 2018, the MSBA approved the schematic design for the project and set the budget at $5,429,304, of which the MSBA will reimburse upwards to $3,352,611. These projects are funded through a bond authorization to City Council, which requires 2 votes of the council spaced 2 weeks apart, and then a 20-day public comment period prior to the funds being available. On August 1st and August 22nd of 2018, the first and second votes were done by the City Council, and funds were available 20 days after. The increase of cost of services for Vertex is $192,170, and the increase to cost of services for SLAM is $255,506. These negotiated fees, based on a number of schools included in the scope of services, the fee arrangement is established by the MSBA practices and directives to the district. Lastly, the funds requested are approved by the city's Office of Budget Management as further explained and verified in the supporting documentation and the project background memos. Thank you for your time and review of this vote request. This time, I'd like to ask that you please approve these votes. I welcome any opportunity to answer any questions.
I have no questions.
No, thank you for a very thorough presentation, leaving us with no questions. So I make a motion that we approve this request.
Second, and that is on vote number 2.
And number 3?
Do we have a motion
I
for
make a motion to approve vote number 3 as well.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Votes 2 and 3 are hereby approved. Vote number 4 is being presented by Scott Dupree as well. Again, a project manager with the Public Facilities Department. This is an amendment to the vote of July 20th, 2016 regarding a contract with Dorr and Whittier Architects Incorporated to provide architectural design and construction administration services associated with the demolition and new construction of the Boston Fire Department Engine Number 42 project. This would be an increase to that design services contract by $812,427 and a time extension as well. Scott, if you'd present the vote request, please.
Good afternoon. I'm here today to request the Commission's approval to amend the executed design and construction administration service contract with Dorr and Whittier Architects, Inc. for the demolition and new construction of Engine 42 project. I last appeared before the Commission in July of 2016 when the Commission voted to approve the award for design and construction administration services for the project to Dorr and Whittier. The scope of the contracted design work included demolition and new construction of Engine 42 and the Rescue 2 firehouse. The Public Facilities Department is on schedule and working diligently to complete the design documents for public bidding and construction work. This is the first amendment request on this project to be brought before the Commission. The amendment is for additional monies to address the need for increased design services. Of importance, the additional design services are needed due due to the project's original budget not adequately covering the cost of the new firehouse once a program was completed. Due to the Department Health and Wellness Initiative for the Boston Fire Department, the building program increased in size and complexity. The additional services we are asking for is increased due to the geotechnical issues and the need to design a temporary site for Engine 42 on Atherton Street in West Roxbury, which is abutted to the Boston Housing Authority land. Of note, Doran Whittier Architects has designed dozens of firehouses throughout New England and are an excellent resource to complete this program. If you please turn your attention to picture 1, which is an image of the existing firehouse, which is being demolished. Now in picture 2, you can see a concept of what the new firehouse will look like. It is significantly larger than the existing. And in the next picture, you can see the layout for the first floor of the new firehouse. It will have 3 bays and a decontamination area for the firefighters to clean their gear, among other amenities. And lastly, on picture 4, you can see the second floor and penthouse layouts. The second floor will have a kitchen, dining, day rooms, bunk rooms, a fitness room, as well as officer quarters and separate offices. The penthouse will house the mechanical equipment. These layouts take into account a 3-zone system, red, neutral, and green, that will keep contaminants separated in the red zone and make for a cleaner and healthier firehouse, which ties into the fire department's health and wellness initiative. Therefore, PFD requested and Doran Whittier submitted a proposal with fees for the additional design services in the amount of $626,750. Of importance, the original design fee for base services was negotiated with Doran Whittier at 8.5% of the estimated construction cost, and PFD negotiated a lower fee of 8.25% based on the new estimated construction cost. We are also asking to extend the contract 18 months. Furthermore, these vote requests include an additional service contingency for the project. This increase is for additional service is due to soil conditions on the site and the need to design a temporary site for Engine 42. The contingency request is for $185,677, which brings the total budget for additional services to $445,643. Of significance, expenditures of these funds are only permitted after PFD senior management reviews and the written approval. Lastly, the funds requested are approved by the city's Office of Budget Management, as further explained and verified with supporting documentation in the project background memo. Thank you for your time and review of this vote request. I'll take any questions.
First question, do you have enough room on the current site to build this much larger fire station?
The footprint is actually pretty much the same.
Oh, okay.
We're just adding a second floor.
Oh, so you're taking a little middle building out that's existing, and that's where you're putting your 3rd bay in, all right. Other than that,
So, another question, just a clarification. You mentioned there'll be a temporary site on Atherton Street. That's, you said West Roxbury, but
No, it's Roxbury.
Roxbury,
Roxbury.
yeah. So, great. I'm very happy and proud to be able to vote, to make a motion that we approve this request.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 4 is approved. Is there a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This portion of the meeting is adjourned.